And I was thinking to myself, how are we going to get out of this predicament? I didn't have any clue what we were going to do next. I just thank the Lord for global rescue. And
okay, my name is Blackstone Dilworth. That's B-L-A-C-K-S-T-O-N-E, Dilworth, D-I-L-W-O-R-T-H. We were on a very narrow trail, and I got off of my mule to walk the area, walk the trail, and the trail was extremely narrow, and we were at high altitudes, and at one point I sensed someone was behind me wanting to pass, and as I placed my foot down on an area that I thought was safe, well, the ground gave way.
In some areas it's maybe 6 feet wide, but in other areas it's inches wide, and part of that is scree, so that you have loose gravel so that your footing slips away. So this was not only taxing physically, because you're also at starting at 12,500 feet, but also mentally you had to pay attention, because the wrong step and you could be rolling for several hours down the side of the mountain.
We were on a really steep canyon. I don't know how many degrees the angle was, but it was a real steep fall. And I had absolutely no control. I was just rolling and tossing and tumbling in rocks and cactus.
as soon as he started falling, I thought I lost, my best friend, and it was a good long fall, and how he survived is a miracle to me.
The first issue is to assess the patient for any injuries and wounds. He did have some severe lacerations. He had tons of cactus spines in him. But then the issue is to clean up the wounds and make an assessment. You have to worry about subdural hematoma, a closed head injury. You have to worry about internal organ injuries, such as a ruptured spleen or something like that is life-threatening. You could have spinal fractures, further down, lower back fractures, or any extremity fracture. The major issue, that, as it turned out, was the management of these lacerations.
David tried to call the travel assistant that I had subscribed, had a membership in, and he was simply told that they would not come to the jungle or to a mountain, or they would come and pick me up only from a hospital and take me back to evacuate me back to the United States. But that was all they would do. That was the end, period.
I didn't want to tell Blackstone. I didn't want to tell anybody what I just heard, frankly, because I had no idea how we were going to go back up to the village.
When they called back an hour later, they said that actually, if you can get him to a medical facility, we will come and get him. And I was furious with that. I said, if I can get him to a medical facility, I don't need you. What he needs is to be evacuated. So they said, well, we're sorry. We then called Global Rescue, and they had a chopper ready to go in 15 minutes. It's like a big grasshopper coming over the top of the mountains. Very, very warming sight to all of us to see a real helicopter and not some private little thing that I wasn't sure what was coming.
Shortly after 10, just a few minutes after 10, it landed, and God, what a sight. It was beautiful. They loaded me on board of the helicopter, and we flew into Arequipa, and there was transported to another air ambulance to go into Lima, to a hospital.